Welcome to the Zono Sports Show, where you know Zonos. Find your summer passion, fellas, because the highlights nowadays, this time of year, they're few and far in between. Yes, it's the dead period in sports, where there's one going on, baseball, but baseball's not bad. The home run derby was lit with plenty of monstrous hits last night. All rise for the new champ, Aaron Judge. If you have not seen this man hit a baseball, then you're missing out on life. You need to tune into some Yankees games after this All-Star break because Aaron Judge put on a show last night. He hit a high of 23 home runs for the competition against Justin Bour. And the crazy thing about it, when Justin Bour for the Miami Marlins hit 22 home runs, everybody stood up and said, can Aaron Judge, can he handle what Justin Bour just placed up there on the board? Is 22 too much? 22 was not even enough. Honestly, Aaron Judge hit 24 home runs, but there was one they didn't count. Now, you know why they didn't count that home run? Because it hit the roof. That's how hard and high Aaron Judge hits a baseball. And he's a legendary talent. From what I see, this is someone who could potentially break Barry Bonds' record. What is it, 776? I want to say it's 776. This is somebody, a hitter, who we have not seen the likes of this person of this magnitude in quite some time, because people just don't knock the ball out of the park no more. Yeah, they're saying the balls are juiced, but I'm not going to attribute all of Aaron Judge's home runs to a juiced baseball that Major League Baseball has out there in the fields these years. I'm not going to say that. Give this man credit where credit's due. Aaron Judge, he's a monster. Giancarlo Stanton lost by 1 to Gary Sanchez early. He had 16 home runs. Sanchez had 17 to beat him in the first round. And, before the competition started, I thought to myself, is Giancarlo Stanton really making up this excuse right now? Because he was asked by Paige Steele, he says, she says, I heard you got in late. You're running on 2.5 hours sleep. He's like, yeah, Sage Steele, by the way. Sage Steele asked him, hey, you're running on 2 hours of sleep? And Giancarlo Stanton says, well, yeah. I got in late on a flight from California or Texas, wherever he came from. And, we're just going to see what happens. I'm pretty tired. And, man, you shouldn't have said that, Giancarlo Stanton. You should have went out there and said, no, I'm fine. I feel great. Because what it looked like to me is you put out the insurance comment to Sage Steele and the rest of us saying that we know Aaron Judge is the new hot shot on the block. I'm the defending champion. Do I really want to assume all this pressure? Do I really want to do that knowing I'm in my hometown, in my home city where I play baseball? Now, granted, may not be Giancarlo Stanton's hometown. I think he's from Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, one of those countries. But I'm looking at that and I say, Giancarlo Stanton, you're an all-star, a phenomenal athlete. Why are you conceding defeat this early? But you know what? He went out there and lost by 1 to Sanchez, another Yankee, a different Yankee. So I guess he gets out of that because he never actually had to go head-to-head with Aaron Judge. But he is aware of what Aaron Judge does with the ball. And he kept saying comments like, they want us to hate each other. But they don't want you guys to hate each other. You just know that Aaron Judge is right now probably the best home run hitter in the game. It used to be you, but it ain't no more. Cody Bellinger has room to grow and not just go deep. I love his Ken Griffey swing. He had his dad throwing to him. Cody Bellinger, he's got a little swag too, a little vibrato, a little joie de vivre about him. Cody Bellinger for the Dodgers. He's a young rookie as well that's got, I want to say, 26 home runs on the year, 24, 26, somewhere around there. But he's right tight on Aaron Judge. Bellinger, he's somebody who's going to be playing for a long time. But what I take in from the entire home run derby is the power of Aaron Judge. It'll bring more than the common fan to baseball. People who don't normally watch baseball, who were caught up in that Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire fiasco back in the 90s, those are the fans that are going to come back and say, hey, they got a new guy that's hitting home runs like they were back, that home run race, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. That I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen simply because the long ball, chicks dig it, and so do the guys. Everybody wants to see the highlight play. And Aaron Judge, he's got plenty of them with 480-foot home runs. That's not just the juice ball. And by the way, the Cubs stink compared to last year. Their 43-44 record, That's not a record that I want to see the defending champion from the previous year have coming back. You're not even 500, and you've got all these wonderful players, this young talent, Ben Zobrist, Kyle Schwarber, who they just brought back up from AAA, Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant. I could go Addison Russell. I could go on and on. They've got all this talent. Why are you guys under 500? Put that beer down of success that you're still drinking on from last October and play some baseball. This is embarrassing. You guys gave up 10 runs in the top of the first inning. Well, excuse me, I shouldn't say you guys. Jon Lester, he's not the guy from Boston that I once knew and loved watching pitch. Jon Lester, you gave up 10 runs. That's the most. You're the fourth pitcher in the last 100 years to give up 10 runs in the top of the first. How do you feel, Jon Lester? The Cubs got a lot of problems, and Joe Madden, whatever Zen magic you have to use to get your team to focus back on the prize at stake, please do that, because the Pirates took advantage of you the other day on Sunday. It was not an enjoyable game. Me, myself, and everybody else who watches a little baseball don't want to see that. We want to see homers, but we don't want to see blowouts like that. NBA-wise, take the air out of the ball. Lonzo Ball Summer League debut was the other day. 5 points, 2 for 15 shooting. Not a great game. People talked about him after the game, said, oh, he was a dud. He's this, he's that. Is he a flop? LeVar came out and said he's not worried. He's got room to grow now. I love the optimism from LeVar Ball. Support your boy. Forget everybody else. Now, his second game back, he gets a triple-double, 11 rebounds, 11 points, 11 assists. Lonzo Ball showed why he is the future of the Lakers and will be a transcendent NBA player. He is someone who has what it takes to take the Lakers to the promised land. He showed it. Don't hate on the man. He showed it. Ingram looks good. He's put on weight. He can take the banging down below now and score and make his own shot and go to the line. I really like this Lakers squad. Now, people were concerned that he didn't play last night against De'Aaron Fox, but I'm not going to knock the man. I mean, they said that Lonzo Ball had some issues, had a little injury. He needs to chill. He needs to sit back. Let the man sit back. They're calling the man scared. I guarantee you get some NBA coaching. There will be a point where you will see Lonzo Ball do what he has to do. He will not always be the best defender. We knew that Lonzo Ball wasn't the best defender coming out of college. Why are we surprised that one particular player, De'Aaron Fox, just because they played multiple times, he's cooked him? What else do you expect from a guy like De'Aaron Fox, who's quick, who can get to the basket, who can score, do all of those things? Lonzo Ball is a facilitator. He's not a strict scorer. He's somebody who can do it all. He's well-rounded. He's a well-rounded player. He's someone who makes the team better. Now, I guarantee you that we look up in 5 years, the better career will definitely go to Lonzo Ball. I'm calling it now. Yes, De'Aaron Fox, he's cooked them a couple times, but he'll cook a lot of people, and they're two different players, and they both have two different strong suits. Defense just doesn't happen to be one of Lonzo's. And also, you have to take into account that the Kings, they've got stuff they've got to work with too. He's got to mesh with Zebo. He's got to mesh with all the new pieces that they brought into Sacramento. So I just wait on it before we talk about he's afraid to play De'Aaron Fox. James Harden is breaded, not just bearded. Now, richest contract extension in NBA history, $170 million, added to the $59 million he's owed for the next 2 years. Now, I don't know whether or not the Houston organization and GMs, management, president, I don't know if they watched that closeout playoff game. Now, I'm not trying to knock the man's money. I won't knock a man's money. I don't want anybody to knock my paper. But James Harden, where were you at, sir? I couldn't see you on the court that closeout playoff game. I could not see you. Where were you at? He did not play well at all. His team lost by like 30 or 40 in an elimination game, and you're an MVP candidate? But hey, I guess they felt like, let's give him that money. That was just, a coincidence. Why isn't Avery Bradley still in Boston? Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they were the icing on the cake there. You got Gordon Hayward. Why do you lose Avery Bradley? I understand the cap space. You needed to sign Gordon Hayward, but there's something else you guys maybe should have worked out. I like him as a piece on that Celtics roster. But I also do like Jason Tatum and what Jaylen Brown are doing. They're two young players. Jaylen Brown's got the NBA experience. Jason Tatum shows that he doesn't need any experience. He just needs to get out there, figure it out, and he's figured it out. He's averaging 20 and 10 in Summer League. He's a baller, shot caller. Floyd has some additional business motivations that he's got to take care of in boxing. We all know about the big fight coming up. Against one and only Conor McGregor, the Irishman with all the mouth. Floyd Mayweather, though, he's got the IRS after him. They're not really after him, but they're saying, he needs to pay some back taxes from 2015, and he's asked for a reprieve because he's got a bout coming up that's worth a lot of money, and of course he wants to take some of that cheese and put it on those taxes. Hey, wait, hold on, IRS, don't trip on me yet. I got this boxing match coming up. I gotta knock this guy out. Well, excuse me, not knock him out, win by decision. We know Floyd doesn't knock anybody out, and then I'm gonna pay you guys. That's essentially what's going on here. So I hope Floyd gets that settled. I'm glad they're at least gonna let the man fight. We don't need anything to stop this. We don't need a postponement. We're ready to see it. I'm ready to see Floyd and Conor get it on. It's going to be interesting. Now, in tennis, I don't really watch Wimbledon. I check it out here and there when I can because it's all times of the day. It's really hard for me to watch unless it's on a Sunday. But Rafael Nadal out at Wimbledon to Gilles Muller. Now, Nadal, Rafa, it's sad to see you get this old because we know you're the king of clay, but it's sad to watch you age because Nadal, like Federer, they are passing stars. They have come, but they are going. They're older now. They're going to lose these matches. We won't see them win too many more majors. Don't be surprised when you see upsets of the Nadals, the Djokovic's, and Djokovic is a little younger, but specifically Nadal and Roger Federer. They are aging, and I can tell you for sure this won't be the last major that we see Nadal get knocked out in the round of 16. Just be prepared for the steady decline. He's a great athlete, great fierce competitor, but he's a little older. So I wish him the best. He's out at Wimbledon, but there's still stars. There's still stars in that tournament. I want to say Andy Murray's still in Wimbledon, and so is Roger Federer. So there's still things to watch, but bye-bye to Nadal. We will talk next Tuesday. Make sure you watch some Zonos. I really appreciate you guys checking me out all the time. I try to give you the juice. Pastor Dave from my church, Southeast Christian, if you're watching, what up? And shout out to my daddy also. But thank you for watching the Zonos Sports Show, where you always know Zonos.